We're live, coming from the 313. It's Bottle Online Detroit with your boy 313 Sports Guru.
Your boy main event.
Hey man, it's May 18 now. 1 o'clock. I can't sleep tonight, man. The Pistons lose 125-94. I can't believe it. I can't believe that was the final score. Am I wrong? Am I tripping?
It's a depressing feeling, man. And honestly, it should have been even more. But our bench came in and scored a couple points to make that pad up our stats a little bit. It was a tough loss, man. Very, very, very tough loss.
So what was going on, bro? I mean, we always knew the Cavs were not an easy opponent, but over the course of the series and then after last game, I would have to say this was a little unexpected. Um, I knew it was a possibility. Anything can have a bad game, bad shooting outing. What do you think it was? Was it refs?
Man, listen, it was. I feel like it was a bit of a lot of stuff, man. A lot of factors. Yeah, we can blame it on the refs. Say, hey, they gave way more foul calls to the Cavs, but I'd be lying if I tell you that was the only reason we lost. Our guys came out. I think they were really laxed, and that was the problem. They came out hard hitting at first, but I felt like they thought that they already won this game 7 because they were looking back at the last series, and I think that's where the problem stems from. I mean, they bricked they bricked almost every shot after the second quarter. Like it was hard to watch, man. It was so hard to watch.
And you had a front row seat, pretty much, huh, man? You were at the.
We're pretty good seats, man. Um,
I heard
it was
I heard you got a red card, bro.
you know, s- like to talk my trash, bro. That's it. This time it wasn't to any players, though. It's to the refs. So it is what it is.
What do you mean, bro? The Cleveland refs are players too. What are you talking about?
y- Listen, man, they had a lot of questionable calls. Like they called everything for the Cavs. They didn't call anything for us. Granted, if we just scored instead of just missed all of our shots, Cade missing everything. Tobias was a no-show. Tobias, sh- so Sixers fans, I get what you guys meant when you guys were talking about Tobias missing and not showing up in big games because he didn't show up last game. We got bailed out with everybody else, and he didn't show up this game. That's for sure. I mean, I think every point he scored was from the free throw line, unfortunately, but definitely was not expecting this kind of game from them, man. I'm at a loss for words. I don't even know what to give to you guys in a way.
Yeah, man. Courtside, welcome to the chat. No, I don't think we can blame the refs. I think you're absolutely right. I think main event is right. I do think that Jarrett Allen got away with everything today. I think Duren definitely got fouled a couple times and they didn't call it. I even saw Jalen Rose get up there trying to fight a ref too, through the TV. But am I echoing? Am I still echoing courtside? If I am, just let me know. Um, yeah, thank you. So
Perfect.
yeah, so pretty much what went. I know you mentioned we started off pretty strong. I kind of disagree. I know we went on a little run, but there was just something about our shot that looked flat right from the beginning.
I think they thought, to be honest, like I just felt even before the game started, the intros, the way these guys were talking, and so they weren't focused, man. That felt like they already felt like they won game 7. And I think that's where it all stems down to. They weren't as hungry for it. Like the Cavaliers, now that was a team that looked hungry and ready to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Us, that one felt like a regular season game, the way everything was just kind of going on. And I think they just didn't show up, man. I don't know. I know Coach JB was trying to hype them up the whole time, clapping it up anytime they made any mistakes, trying to push them. They just didn't seem to care, man. Even Cade. I mean, Cade, look, love you, Cade. You are, man, you are the best thing to come to Detroit as a Pistons fan. I've always wanted a player like you to lead us, but today you did not show up. Today you showed up as to what people say Donovan Mitchell shows up as. But Donovan Mitchell finally proved it wrong. So I'm really I'm really hoping that you can reflect on this game and truly look back at the footage of it and just see how lax you were and how many shots you missed. And when we needed you most, you didn't show up. Um,
We
I don't know.
needed
What do you
him.
think, Guru?
We needed him today, man. We needed him. We needed Tobias. We needed Duren. We needed. I mean, Duncan showed up, man. Duncan was giving me hope. The only one giving me hope. Danis, even he had trouble a little bit navigating throughout the game until the fourth when it was pretty much garbage time. And he started off the game strong too. Danis came to play. Um, but Cade, I think he settled for a lot on threes. They were scrambling on defense. Sam Merrill looked like Steph Curry out there. What was going on? Troy, hey man, in the chat, we see you, bro. Glad to have you on as always. Brother, I don't know, man. I mean, I know we'll get them next year. I know, listen, in my head, my head says, hey, they're young. They're, 60 win season. Um, we didn't expect them to get this far. I mean, at least I didn't. After last year, I thought they would be a 4-3-2, jockeying for like mid seed. I definitely thought we'd make the playoffs, win a round. Um, but this was to me, this would have been a successful season, you know. But my heart says, ouch. My heart says you're the better team. My heart says what was going on. My heart says game 3 and 4 were stolen from us. My heart says game 5 was stolen from us. I
I agree,
mean,
man. I do blame Trajan with you, Troy. I mean, we already talked about it before that deadline. Like, we all knew we needed shooters. We knew we needed that. He got us Kevin Herter. Um, Kevin Herter's the man. Don't get me wrong, but Kevin Herter is not the shooter we were looking for. We needed somebody to be that second to Cade, and Tobias was for most of the first series, a lot of the first couple of games against the Cavs, and then he just went missing, and that's because he's not a consistently amazing shooter. That's just the way it is. I mean, even during the regular season, he'd have hot games, and he'd have a lot of cold games, and that's what we were lacking from the start. I mean, and he knew that, and I don't know why he chose not to try to find us somebody to take that role on. I just felt like he was too confident in this team because we were already number one. But we have to remember, before the All Star break, there was a lot of games we won by just one or two, maybe 3 points. That that's luck. A lot of it had to do with luck on our side when it comes to something like that. So he knew, we all knew, and we didn't do anything about it.
do you think he had a lot of hope in the guys that were already on the team? I mean, I know he talks to JB pretty closely. Danis broke out. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Danis has a lot of um, they're counting a lot on Danis to become a real player with this team.
He
And
is.
you
I think he's became a real player on this team. To be honest with you, because there's a lot of sparks he gives us that a lot of people don't. Yeah, he's not always consistent, but man, I'll tell you, Danish showed up more than a lot of players on that team that should have showed up over him.
So do you think we're trying to replace Danis in the starting lineup? Or we're trying to get someone more dynamic? Um,
I,
uh,
I don't I don't like him in the starting lineup, Guru. I think even now, I wasn't a big fan of him starting next to Cade. I always liked him being separate from Cade. Like, Cade comes off, Danis comes in and gives him that rest and gives him those minutes. Um, Playing next to him, I just don't see it working. It's too small of ball for Danis to be out there with Cade. Danis is a really good point guard. And I think Cade is our great point guard. And I think having both of them out on the court is not the best thing because Danis is not the craziest shooter, and neither is Cade. I mean, yeah, Cade is mid range, phenomenal. He's not a 3 point shot. So I don't think that balances out when you have both those guys out there and they're both not having a good shooting streak. You know, there's no spark that comes off when you're looking at it in that way.
So I love Cade, and I really want. I think he's a superstar. I think he's one of the best, if not the best,
He's
guards
the
in the league.
best guard in the league,
Yeah,
hands. I mean, I think so.
me too. I don't. I can't really. I mean, you can argue Shea. You can argue some other guys. I'll give you those arguments, and I'll actually debate them with you. And I think I'll win that debate every time. Defending Cade, but I do have to be honest. What kind of two guard fits next to Cade? Like ideally, because right now we're talking about Danis should back him up. Duncan Robinson, does he fit? Is someone with a just a Clay Thompson type of archetype fit next to Cade?
Duncan Duncan Robinson. What I'd say about Duncan, man, he's a good shooter. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't bring you that mid range game. He doesn't open up the floor in different ways. He's your 3 point shot, and he might take it down in the paint, and he'll more than likely miss that layup if it's contested. And I think that's where the problem stems from. Like, yeah, he's a great shooter, but that's it.
I've got to agree. I
Yeah.
think, but I do think Duncan Robinson isn't even a two guard. In my opinion, he's a three. He's a three, and we're playing him as a two, which is why you see a lot of those two guards just beat him off the dribble. He doesn't match up well against twos. I believe his natural position's at a three,
It's too
and
slow for him.
absolutely. Um, and honestly, even at the three, that's why he belongs on the bench. I love Duncan Robinson, but he belongs on the bench because put him up against the second string threes. Now you got a player. But hey, man, he came to play. I can't even blame this on him. So, and he came to play last. But I'm looking at Troy's at the chat, and I think a Jamal Murray, a Norman Powell. Those are two different types of guards in my opinion. Norman Powell is a catch and shoot guy that can get the ball downhill, make a play, good defensively, and then Jamal Murray is really a point guard that likes to score a lot, but he can play make, as well.
Exactly.
He fits next to Jokic because Jokic likes to play make from the center position, and Jamal Murray can play make out in the perimeter. But I don't see Cade playmaking in the post. I would love to see it more. I think, ways that we used to break the zone. I don't know why we didn't see it against the Cavs more. That two guard would bring up Danis would bring up the ball.
Um, like now I'm starting to see not a two guard fitting next to him. I'm starting to see the Giannis talks that we've been kind of seeing throughout the whole season, and where that comes into play. Where that would be a better position for Kate to have on his team more than a better two guard. Like if we kept Duncan Robinson and had a Giannis on the team, that would work. That would work a little better to me. I don't know, but I mean, Troy, if I would have to pick, I'd pick Norman Powell
I
over
would too.
Jamal Murray any day of the week. I think he's a better player, to be real.
Well,
I
defensively,
think Jamal Murray without Jokic is is a maybe. They might make eighth seed playoff squad maybe. Um,
so
but
what do you think about his performance overall, Kate, today, and like what he
man, it
could?
was garbage. I straight up F man. Like like no doubt one of the worst performances I've ever seen come out of Cade, especially playoff time. I know we've only had 2 seasons of it. This is definitely his worst game though out of all those games. And when we needed him most, he didn't show up.
You think it was all in the head? You think it was something about being tired? I saw a lot
I
of
think
people.
fatigue. I feel like fatigue has a big play. Man. I mean, this is his second game seven in a row. Um, they played 14 games of playoff basketball, and he was coming off of 11 games missed in the season and playing 3 games before the playoffs started with only like 11 minutes average. Um, so I think that had the biggest factor to do with all of this. Not more in his head. I don't think Cade is. I don't think you can get into Cade's head. I think he just, it's it, bro. He was exhausted. And another thing, Guru, I just want to say, like, I think he realized what the refs were doing in the game, and that kind of just killed his momentum in general. Where I wouldn't say he didn't care about shooting the basketball, but I just want to say like he was accepting the fact that we were gonna lose this game because he could just see the way it was going, like the rest of us did, and like ABC saw yesterday morning.
That
Just
was
throwing that out
crazy,
there.
man. But this is something Detroit fans were really used to. That's why we say Detroit versus everybody. That's why a lot of the fans just stop watching. To be honest, um, we're kind of like, yo, we are the ones left out of the narrative, and we are a big name team, sports city, big name in Cade Cunningham. People were watching this series, man. It's not like we don't have people watching us, but they treat us like garbage. They make it really hard for us. The team, the city. I mean, let me put it this way: Dan Gilbert sent 25 buses to Detroit. All right. How hard was it for you to get a ticket? Now that the series is over, how did you get your ticket to go to Cleveland?
This last game,
Yeah,
oh, the Tom Gores bought that ticket for us, man.
but you would not have been able to buy it, right?
I would no, yeah, I wasn't able to buy any tickets, man. You have to use a VPN just to be able to purchase it, and that's if your VPN was able to go through. And then I had a couple friends who were trying to buy those tickets as well with a VPN, and because their credit card was not in Ohio, Pennsylvania, or New York, it they were able to buy the ticket, get charged, and then they ended up getting it refunded on the spot and got their tickets pulled away because they weren't from Ohio. Which I don't understand why we didn't do that.
Well, you
Um,
know why? Because we did before. We did it last year. And
I remember that.
you know what the narrative was? Y'all are scared. So why is the
Hey,
narrative always pinned on us? Is it something we're doing? Are we not fighting back enough? What is it, man?
I think the narrative should not matter when it comes to playoff basketball. All that matters is what your fans think, and if the fans are telling you, "Hey, let's do this," we should just do this. If somebody in in Philadelphia in a random suburb is saying, "Oh, these guys are scared," hey, by all means, then I guess you're right. We're scared, but we're gonna win.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, y'all, if you guys like the stream so far, you guys like what you're seeing, please like, subscribe, share this out. Um, moving on. Again, depressing outcome. Um, but do you think that this had to do a little bit with the youth? We saw a very emotional Ausar. I loved it.
I
I
loved it, man. I thought that was the best part of all of it. Um, that's heart, and when you play basketball and you have that type of heart and you come show up, that's what wins games. Unfortunately, we were missing our shots, yeah, like we keep saying, but that gave a spark. I mean, right, anytime he did anything like that or showed any type of emotion, the crowd erupted and we're going crazy for him. We support him in every way. Like that hit on Merrill when he was coming down. I'm not gonna lie, he blasted him, bro. Like that was awesome to see. The whole crowd was so happy. We didn't even care if he got ejected. Thankfully, nothing happened. Well, I guess it doesn't matter now, but thankfully, nothing
I mean,
happened.
honestly,
And
I wish he would have went out of the game a little bit longer because he was the one that kind of came and buried us. To be honest, he buried us today. Um,
Asar.
no, Sam.
Oh, okay, Sam. Yeah. Hey, look, if he was gonna hit him, he should have hit him harder.
He should have. Listen, I don't like to advocate
I'm
for
not gonna
violence.
lie though, if he hit him harder, like I was surprised he got up. I'm not even gonna lie. That was crazy.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree. I mean, even I don't know. Listen, I'm with you. I'm with you. I love Asar's attitude, and um, I think he's showing Detroit spirit. That's what Detroit's all about. The grit. I don't know where Stu is. I really think Stu is sick or something, man, because he's just been MIA. That type of energy. I don't know what
I
it
think
is.
Stu is battling some type of injury or something. I mean, I'm not the guy, so I can't tell you if that's true or not, but I believe he's battling some type of injury because that's not the same Stu that we've always seen and loved. Or maybe that Orlando series kind of killed his confidence a little bit, and he had to take a step back, and this is the outcome of it. But I don't. back to what you were saying about the young core like hitting a wall. Um, I don't think so, man. I mean, all these guys are really young, with the exception of Javante Green and Tobias. They're all super young. They're all under the age of 25 years old. Um, Good for them, because when I was under the age of 25 years old, I was not doing things. I was not in a playoff basketball moment. I was just trying to look for the next fun thing to do. So, um,
So you don't
I
think
think
any of them are? I think when I met youth, I met inexperience.
and that's, yeah, that's what I believe it is. It is an experience. Um, but I think this was really, really big for them, especially going to Game 7 twice. I think there's no better outcome with us losing than exactly what happened here. Even today's loss being so huge and just got beat down. I think that's a good wake up call for all the youth on our team, and gives them a perspective of, hey, yeah, we're number one, but we are beatable. We have to figure out what ways to make sure that nobody can beat us. Like, I don't think any of these should have went to seven. Orlando obviously shouldn't have went to seven, but it did, and this one should have went to seven. Technically, we should have been playing game one of Eastern Conference Finals today, but that game five loss was just that game five loss caused all of this. That's
And
where it all stems down to.
and I want to just point out, like, shooting 35% from the field and 30% from three, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win many games. And if you look, it is our well, I mean, Tobias really didn't come to play, man. Tobias, I kind of felt bad for the guy because against Orlando, he was the Game 7 hero, dispelling narratives that have been haunting him. You know, um, thankfully he outlasted Philly because I mean they can only they can only talk from home. But now we're in the same
Yeah.
position, and it's really kind of what they've been saying. Unk is gonna disappear. Um, so I mean, I don't even want to say it's inexperience. I think our leader fell flat. I'm gonna be honest with you. Again, I like to hold our superstar, our leader, accountable for this because the dude was settling for threes all series long.
But today was like he was taking these three. I was so shocked with his decision making today. The turnovers he had were so, it felt rigged. Like the game
Right?
just
Like,
did.
did you see him pass the ball to Jarrett Allen when he was on the
I
floor?
I couldn't believe. I don't know, man. I just like
And then one to what's his name? Max Struz. Like he looked at him, telegraphed the pass,
and ju-
and
and
just
just
gave
threw
it
it
to
right
him.
at him.
And I was like, no, no, no. I was like, this dude went and got celebrated after Game 6 and is hungover. Like that's what it looked like today. And obviously
I
it's
wish it was just that.
I don't
I don't
think
know, man.
I don't think it is. Actually, I would prefer it be, he's tired, he messed up, he had a bad game, jitters. I did listen, game 7 against Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, the narrative, I mean, seeing ABC like put out Eastern Conference Finals, and then even the whole thing with the refs. I can see him coming out jittery, like we can't win this. This is not something we can overcome. What I don't want it to be is them just kind of, I guess it'd be about their character and their decision making off the court. Because on the court, Kobe at the age of 24, like you said, I don't know what he was like. Without Shaq, who would he be? Um,
No, he didn't have a true leader with him on his side at that time.
I don't think
So
Kobe never really became Kobe until Shaq left, and
I
then
feel
he
like Kobe didn't become Kobe till he got Pau Gasol, and that was a true leader for him and a true vet on the team.
well, really, really, it's in between those years when he had to be with like him and nobody else. Like it was,
Jabari Parker,
yeah, he had to play with a bunch of, you know,
Sasha
nobodies.
Vujacic,
Like Flight always says, a bunch of nobodies. Guys that signed the contract yesterday probably shouldn't be in the league. But
Jordan Farmar.
exactly, so right, Jordan Farmar. I mean, it wasn't bad, but like, yeah, it's Bush Parker, right? So. So I mean, we talk about Ausar not having the jump shot. At least he's a good defender, you know. But no, I think Cade is going through those learning experiences. He's a way better communicator, I think, at this age than someone like Kobe. Was Kobe was somebody who, at least Cade is a connector. But I think this game seven, losing his boy Jaden Ivey, possibly losing Jalen Duren this year. Um,
I hope we do, man. I think the whole East is praying for us to sign him to that super max and keep him on the team, so we don't have that cap space anymore. I think they're praying for that.
I see you, Troy, in the chat. Mentioning how Trajan is being patient. But after you hit round two, game seven, after being a one seed, winning 60 games, the next step, what are we expecting next year?
Championship or nothing.
Yeah, it's not like, I mean, you could say the next step is the Eastern Conference Finals, but when you get there, you better win. Like, you're going to the finals. And if we would have played the Knicks, man, they're so lucky. These Knicks fans are so lucky. Their prayers were answered because they didn't have to see the Detroit Pistons. Um,
Yeah, I think they smoke the Cavs. I think they're gonna match up so well against them.
they made me a Knicks fan for this series. To be
I'm not
honest,
gonna lie, I do want the Knicks to win this. I
and to be
really do.
honest, I want to just see either one of those teams get smoked by the Spurs. I want the Spurs to win, man. At this point, I want to see Wembenyama go ahead. I want to see a young team that was horrible 2 years ago come in and take it because that's what our team should have been. So, and I don't want OKC to win again. Shea
I
already got
agree
his
with you,
Finals
courtside.
MVP. He got his MVP, his second one. I don't want to see him win again. I want to break up the OKC Thunder. Um,
Hey, listen, my prediction is the OKC Thunder just win this all and just
you think they
it's
beat
gonna
the
be a
Spurs?
yeah.
Well, listen,
I
we're
th-
gonna.
I think they take the Spurs 4-1.
By the way, y'all, our agenda doesn't stop here. It only begins here. So we're gonna be coming on lives. Um, I'm contemplating making a second channel, or called Ball Don't Lie NBA, where we will talk more about the NBA and others and hate watch all day. So we will, definitely look out for that. Um, yeah, the flopping exactly. I really hope it's the Spurs at least because I really believe they play a good brand of basketball. Other than Wembenyama trying to like outflop people now, he really needs to stop that. But maybe if Cade flopped a little more, we would have won. I don't
Nah,
know,
nah, I don't want to
man.
see. I don't want. Bro, I want the refs just to call real games, man. I don't want to see Cade flopping. I think that's why I love Cade so much, is because he's not that kind of player. He plays real basketball. Troy, I agree. I don't know if you're talking about the Spurs and Shea, or if you're talking about the Jalen Brunson versus James Harden flop
Oh my
Olympics. We're
god, I
gonna
can't
really see
watch
with
that,
that,
man. I
because
could
that's
not.
gonna be some of the most disgusting basketball we're ever gonna watch. It's gonna be horrible.
Hey, but if you notice, James Harden didn't flop today much. Like I don't think he really
He
tried to.
did. They just weren't calling it.
Maybe that's what it was, but I think he saw. I think he saw what Twitter did to him yesterday. They
The
honestly,
seven.
oh my god, man! Not just the seven, the instant karma with he almost injured his player with the sweat on the floor. I
That
mean, that's crazy.
it, man, I can't believe we lost, bro. I can't stop thinking about that.
I know, I know. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight, man. I got work tomorrow. I won't be able to sleep tonight. Um, but let's move on to the next thing I wanted to ask. Tell me a little about. I know we talked about this a little before we got on, but JB, his coaching decisions, adjustments today, because Game 6, I think it was flawless.
It, it was, and I think the problem with JB is he sees something work for one game, and he automatically changes everything to match that game. When in reality, every game is a brand new game and a whole new vision, and everyone has a whole different mindset and different confidence level. JB is the man. Don't get me wrong. Regular season, crazy. Postseason, I'm very questionable, man. Very skeptical about his postseason performance. I know he made it to the second round, game seven. That's awesome. We almost lost the Orlando series, which would have been crazy just seeing that off rip for that to happen to us. But I think he's not a playoff ready coach, and I don't know where that stems from because he's so great in the regular season. But JB, if something's working for you, don't try to change that up when it comes to playoff time. Keep the consistency. The consistency was always key, but this like in these games, you had Sasser coming in often. We didn't have Ron coming in often. We didn't have Javante Green coming in often. Those are sparks. Javante Green is a defensive machine. Ron Holland is a defensive machine. Not having those guys really affects us. Paul Reed not coming in the beginning up until the fourth quarter, and now you decided you want to start throwing them in the mix. Like, there's a lot of adjustments that I just don't. I don't know. Very questionable by JB. He's the man, and I really hope for the next season, um, he really thinks about this whole entire playoff run. It was a success. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it was a full success. I don't think it's where it should have been.
Well, I can't say it's a success after right after the loss.
Yeah,
After we talk, after we talk a little more about the season and look at all of the good times and the good, the accomplishments, the growth. I mean, we there was a lot of growth, some regression too. Like we got to talk about Ron Holland. We got to talk about him for real. I don't know if we've seen what the regression was because we just seen him not get less minutes, but we got to talk about that. We're gonna talk about Ausar. We're gonna talk about will he grow. We're gonna talk about, but the growth that we saw was amazing. Jeff Teague was talking about he's gonna be the best defensive player ever. Listen, I called him the MJ of the on defense. I truly believe that. But will he will he get a shot? Will he stop hesitating? Even this game, he gets the ball wide open on the wing, and man, he looks like my little cousin when I'm playing basketball with him, and he's like, "Here, take the ball
he
back,
stresses.
take the
He
ball back."
stresses. He can't believe he's open. I don't. Where did his baseline game go?
I don't know what happened. That's what we're gonna have to talk about. Maybe the playoffs changes people. This is where the inexperience comes in. This is where playing against Evan Mobley and Jerry Allen. I think we take it for granted, like just how tall those guys are. I call them twigs, not bigs, because they're skinny and tall, right? But they can get up with anybody, and Asar can fly, but I think he just gets a little scared. Even Duren was shook right in the beginning of the series, even though we won game 1 and 2. I remember the first play was a like a drop out. We dropped the ball to Duren, and he tried to go up for a layup, and Evan Mobley ate his shot. Duren, as big as he is, and as much as he gets into the weight room, Shaq said something. Was it Shaq? Yeah, it was Shaq. He said, when Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham learn how to use their size, that's when the Pistons will be unbeatable.
I agree.
They don't know how to use their size. Still, till today, especially in the playoffs, Jalen Duren does not know how to use his size. He's trying to finesse around people. Go look at
Hey,
go look at some
he
Shaq
was
video.
looking good in the beginning. Um, I a part of me was like, man, maybe this is the game JD comes out, and then he just went dead silent. It was insane. Maybe I jinxed him. I don't know.
Nah, JB. We're talking about JB and his rotations. He pulled him out, and then he put in Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart played 5 minutes of just complete nothing,
Terrible basketball. Terrible
nothingness,
basketball.
letting people come in and score, and that's when they took their run. I think they went up 9, and granted, man, that first quarter ended like on a fluke. They were just hitting everything. Like Donovan
They
Mitchell
were.
hit a
Yeah, three. Oh my god, man.
yeah, man. I just imagine what the stadium felt like with all those Cavs fans. I would have.
D- hey, there was so many Cavs fans today. There was, I mean, check out our YouTube short if anyone is whoever's watching this. You can see what they came in and started doing. But there was a lot. Like they were estimating about 2,500 of them. There was like about 5,000 of them in there.
because there's others that just bought tickets and drove.
Yeah. There was a lot of them, man. I would say about 30% of that stadium was filled with Cavs fan, which I know sounds like a small number, but if you really think of it on a grand scheme of things, it's insane.
That's too much. Too much. They took over. I was hearing "Let's go Cavs" at the end of the game.
The whole night. That's why I stay. Look, you even texted me like, "Hey, go home, call it a day, whatever." I stayed the whole game, man. I stayed till the complete end, till the buzzer went off. I clapped it up for the guys because they gave us such an amazing season. I was jealous, man. I mean, the last 3 minutes, 4 minutes, everybody in the stands left within like 11 minutes left in the fourth, and that's when the Cavs fans really took over because then it started to sound like we were in Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, you shared a short too right in the beginning. Yeah, that first floor was full of Cavs fans. That's insane. Tom Gore's take notes, man. Take notes. I don't know what business deal he had with Dan Gilbert, but it was pretty obvious that he was chilling on courtside watching his team get blown out. And that's got to, we want to talk about the guys, the players. We want to talk about the coach, front office. You want to build a champion? We're going to keep putting the pressure on you. Good job. Good job building this team so far. Great job getting a good.
What's the next step?
What is the next step? Because we're not going to wait very long.
Yeah,
If we
and our
regress
guys' contracts, our contracts are not going to wait long either, man.
exactly, and like we,
Troy,
yeah, go ahead.
sorry, good. I was gonna say, Troy, ticket prices are outrageous, man. All the diehards are really priced out because regular season prices were really nice, man. There was sometimes I was catching games like I sat floor row two one game for like $220. Yeah, I know that's still expensive, but for a seat that usually costs like 1,200, to me that was like a dream come true to be able to do something like that. So there are prices like that throughout the whole entire regular season, but playoff time, the amount that the Pistons were charging and trying to sell their tickets for was ridiculous because that caused obviously the resale market to just skyrocket outside of that. So this is the Pistons' fault for that being for that happening to the diehard fans.
How did they fix it? I know he's trying to the TV deal, Channel 20. That's gonna be great. I think
That's gonna be
it's
awesome, but you are your fans in the building, man. It's great to watch them on TV, awesome. But what are you gonna do to make sure like the guy who can't afford the $200 seat is gonna be in the building? Like
not just the guy, the little kid,
anybody, yeah,
the
anyone.
little Cade Cunningham fan. That's like this guy made me love basketball. I really want to go and watch him, and his dad can only afford nosebleeds. And
If he's lucky.
if he, exactly, and why? Because a Cavs owner went and bought out 2,500 tickets, everything paid for. Why don't you pay? Why don't you buy 2,500 tickets in your own stadium and let some Make a Wish Foundation thing go on and like have these kids come and watch real Pistons fans? So I mean, I don't know, but yeah, Tom Gores, I think you're doing great so far, but the pressure's gonna come on you too. It's not just gonna stop here.
Oh yeah,
Um,
oh yeah.
Anything you would have liked to see different from JB, not just this game, but all season.
I feel like he's in his post game interviews, man. He's just so like nonchalant about things and like, yeah, this is what we do. This is Detroit basketball. This is what that. No, man. Like, talk your talk. Talk how everybody else talks in the league. And they end up getting their way because they say something. We don't get our way because everyone's so afraid to like go out and talk about it because oh, they're gonna think this or that about us. Man, that's what killed us. You being so relaxed is not the move for these young players. These young players need an aggressive coach, a coach that's not gonna be their friend. He's gonna be their coach. That's where like a Greg Popovich comes in when I think of that. Like Pop created some of the best teams in the NBA in NBA's history and had some amazing things with that, but he had a team. They respected him. They listened. They weren't laxed. His guys were felt like they were protected. And I don't feel like our guys feel protected by the way JB comes out and post games interviews and all that. Like give the same energy you give when you're on the court trying to fight all these refs.
Do you think that's the Cade Cunningham effect? Do you think it's like LeBron? LeBron needs a Mike Brown. He doesn't need a Popovich.
I don't think it's the Cade Cunningham effect. I think because JB is the way he is, that's what causes Cade to be the way he is. Because we started seeing him argue a little more, but then JB would come and just hit me with the quick lip. You know, he'd be like this. and just keep it like and just I don't know. I don't know.
Hey man, I'm not gonna disagree with you. I mean, we would certainly weren't perfect, right? And so, coach coach has to look back. I kind of want to listen to their press conferences if we have enough time, but coach has to really reflect on how he could have done better, how he could have put his players in position. He put Marcus Sasser in positions today that made him look small. Whereas Game 6, he was thriving in the little couple minutes that got put out there. That's what coaching's all about. And no, I've just got to say, JB, you've done good so far. If you do watch this at all, you've done good so far. But you're gonna have to figure out also how to evolve. Just like Cade's got to evolve. Cade's got to take his next step too. Well, I mean, want to talk about leadership, and you want to talk about, when your shot's not falling, when you can't get in the lane, when you are hurt, when you are tired, how do you still how are you still going to make yourself effective and impact the game where you exert your will on the other team? That's LeBron esque. That's how Shea and the Thunder do things. So when you see these empires, that get built, even Steph, and maybe it is talent. Maybe it is talent on the team. I'm not gonna. People are trying to compare us all some Knicks fans. They're having a lot of fun just resting, but they were. There's a nice podcast, and they were talking about how they were comparing the Dirk Nowitzki Dallas run with this run for the Pistons and Cade, and Cade shouldn't have any excuses. Look at Dirk, and I think you can't even compare the two teams. You can't even compare the two teams. Like Dirk had Jason Kidd, Jason Terry. Um, he had a bunch of JJ Barea off the bench was insane. Like, so he just had a different team. We had some good players, but we had Danis Jenkins, who's a rookie, and from a two-way player that was a G League player that was pretty much counted out. Duncan Robinson, who was told he can never play NBA defense and put at a bench role. A lot of people, a lot of underdogs, a lot of people who's people counted him out. This was the classic Detroit tale. But I don't think he could. They brought the best out of him. But was it what we needed to win a championship? No, it wasn't. So where
You're
do we
right.
go? So where do we go from here? Where's our sheet? Who do we draft as our Tayshawn? This is 03, right? We kept talking about this is like 2002, 2003. What are our next steps?
Man, I don't know, but I think our next step should be a separate live where we kind of really break that down and see where the market is, and maybe pull up all the free agency lists and go through what players we really believe should be
Oh, we will
should be
bring.
brought to the Pistons.
No, I agree with you. I agree.
I think that's a whole live in itself right there.
Maybe a couple. We could talk about the
Yeah.
draft. We could talk about free agency. We could talk. No, definitely. Um, but do you?
Troy,
But
I would love for that to happen. I would love Yaxel on this team.
he might be our Tayshawn. He
I
may,
would. I think he's so good, man.
and then we have some free agency money, so we could talk about that
Exactly.
and who we're trying to bring in free agency.
Exactly.
Um, we talked about the atmosphere at Little Caesars Arena, the pressure of Game 7. Um, what? Yeah, like what do you think right now? Coach is telling the guys, and what do you think the guys are? What are they working on this off season?
Man, I think they really need to work on their offensive game. Their defensive game is phenomenal. But it only gets you so far. If you can get a lot of stops and just can't score the ball, those stops mean nothing because eventually they are going to get those shots up on you and they are going to score. And if you don't score on those defensive plays when you get like 2, 3 turnovers back to back to back and you have zero shots made, you're doing yourself a disservice because the next one is going to go in for them, and then they're going to continue going on the run that they're going like we saw today.
So I know there are some obvious ones, but like Cade, what is he working on? He's not
Cade,
perfect, right? What is he working on?
he's not perfect, but Cade, I think Cade really needs to work more on his 3-point game for sure. for sure. I think he needs to really work on his turnovers and see where that comes from and where that lies. Because hey, man, you can't be. It was normal watching you turn over the ball, and I don't think that should be a superstar because I don't see Shea doing that. I don't see a Wemby doing that. These are the guys you're compared to. You can't be compared to those guys if those are the easy mistakes that you're making all the time, especially when you're getting double teamed. You need to go know how to get the ball out before that double team comes, or you need to move around better and get into the paint before that double team comes. You got to choose one or the other. You can't just willy nilly throw the ball and get it stolen every single time you do that when you're under pressure.
I think they also need to expand the playbook.
Oh yeah, it's the same plays, man. Just Duncan Robinson three, pick and roll.
Even when you brought Danis in, it's still the same. You know, screen roll, Danis in the corner. Pass
I feel like
over.
we don't have plays though.
No, it's not. And Kate said it. He's like, I like that coach gives us some plays, but otherwise we play freestyle. And it's like that's good, but also if that's gonna be the case, then Kate, you need to be the coach on the floor and the
I agree.
communicator. And you see Kobe when he used to pull Paul Gasol and be like, "Hey, listen, come here. You see this guy? You need to slip next time." And they used to, do little, yeah, they used to do the little things with their eyes and their eyebrow. We need to see that. You want Duren and Cade to be together, making $200 million each. You gotta you gotta
You gotta
make
prove your
yourselves
worth.
dominant. You guys have to be dominant. You
You gotta
want to
prove your worth, man.
you want to keep your boys there, bro. You gotta make sure that you're communicating with them at a point where nobody can stop you guys.
100%.
And obviously, Duran, what do you think his next thing is to work on? A lot. There's a lot, but what do you think it is? Man, he's 22.
Duran, man, you gotta work on everything, bro. I don't know. I can't give you a full list. You gotta work on everything from top to bottom, from your shooting to your passing to your post up game to your midi to maybe even adding some type of 3 point shot, your free throws, your your laziness on ball, you're moving too slow up and down the court. Like there's a lot to work on for you. You need to lose like 20 more pounds. You're too big. Just a lot. It's a lot.
Nah, I'm with you. And I think he needs to get a little bit of a elbow shot because unless
His
he's gonna,
zero elbow shot. He in 2K he'd be rated a 29 overall on that.
which is weird because he kind of like flashed a little bit, early, but
He's in
completely
his head.
lost it. Yeah,
He's in his head, man.
yeah, and that's bigger. That's bigger than talent. Guys like I'm not gonna go with the Duncans. He is who he is. He's not gonna really get better much. I don't see it.
Yeah, that's who he is.
But I think you talk about Asar. What do you want to see next year, like right off the bat? And you would just like, wow, he finally developed that.
Um, Not his 3 point game. I would like to have him have some type of 3 point game like he has been, where he drops one out of like three that we were talking about last live. Um, he definitely needs to work on his post up game and taking in the ball and his mid range. Like those, I would like to see those because if he can get that down, if if Asar can come in and give you like a 15 point per game average, that's solid in my book. You're all star in my book for the team.
Yeah, just a little midi. Just I think actually for Asar, it's just run plays for him. You got to run a couple plays for him. We don't run any plays for him, so he's only
I
gonna get
agree.
he's only gonna get the 6 or 8 points off fast breaks. And what do you have today? He had like 4 points. Yeah. Because his defense.
One was a free throw, one was a three.
I mean, listen, off game for Asar, he only had one steal and 0 blocks. It's just an off game. That's where he gets all his points from. And yeah, even
It
once
sucks that this is the game that happened. I would rather that happen on like game one or game two. That happened on game seven.
it is the game that would happen against because teams come ready, man. They come ready. I mean, when Atkinson said now we just gonna have to do it in game 7. Well, we should have took it seriously. We really should have took it seriously. Plus, Asar only played 18 minutes. Yeah, Ausar only played 18 minutes, man. He was a negative 27. Like,
God.
coach didn't play him because I mean in 18 minutes you go down negative 27. But my boy Karis Levert, man. Am I looking at the right game?
I don't think you're looking at the right game
I can't be. I'm looking at the wrong
because it
game.
started at 29 minutes.
I'm looking at the wrong game, bro. Let me check this out.
I was saying because I was looking, I was like, I don't think that's the stat.
Thank God, but it wasn't much better. He was still a negative 14, and still he had 5 points. Even worse, zero steals. He had two blocks still, but like zero steals. So he's not really getting his fast break.
But he's a presence. He's a presence.
7 rebounds. You're right. I mean, he did whatever he could. I
But
mean, there was no positive. Nobody was in the positive, man. Nobody except for our bench. Like our the
Jalen
deep.
Duren continues the triple single meme going across the globe.
So I guess another we'll end this with this question. Jalen Duren, is he a future Piston in your eyes?
No.
Okay.
Um, I love him. He's a great player. I know he's gonna want that super max contract. I don't want to see us give it to him because I know other teams will give it to him. They're looking for a center like that. I just he doesn't fit the Detroit culture in a way anymore, man. The Detroit Piston culture.
And
I don't know.
I'm gonna put
He
this up
doesn't
as a
come to play.
poll. I want to see what the fans think, and as a whole, what the community thinks. Is Jalen Duren a future Piston in your eyes? And yeah, if you guys would like to elaborate, in the comments, please do. Um, but we're gonna end here unless you wanted to add anything else. Is there any other observations? Anything else you wanted to talk about regarding the game?
I think that's it, man. I will tell you. Coming up over the next couple months, you guys are gonna really see us taking deep dives on our trades, our moves throughout the whole entire offseason. We're gonna keep you updated through our lives, through our shorts, through some videos. We have a lot of nice video ideas coming up this summer that we want to start implementing because right now we're only doing lives and shorts. Um, we're gonna be talking other basketball. Hell, we might just keep it on Ball Don't Lie Detroit, and you'll just see it in the title. Hey, it might not be about Detroit, but we'll always end up looping it in about Detroit.
Because
So
we're always
we got a lot
Detroit,
of
man.
content coming.
We're all
Exactly.
about we're all about Detroit, the Pistons, and even when we watch the Knicks, through the eyes of a Pistons fan. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So,
Yeah, exactly.
but also, guys, feedback. Like, let us know what you guys want to see, what you guys want to hear us talk about. And please, the goal here is to have you all come up here. My man Troy, you're always welcome as usual. But anybody in the chat, please let us know. We'll bring you up. We'll chop it up, and yeah, man, everyone's voice should be heard here. This is what Detroit's all about. And signing off, but it's not forever, and we'll be back. We'll plan on doing shows every day, every other day. So please stay tuned. Um, and yeah, man, signing off. It's Ball Don't Lie, where we tell the truth, nothing but the truth, and the Pistons choke today. But we'll be back, and we'll be
We
better
will.
for it.
We will. This main event, it's always Detroit versus everybody, us versus everybody. Um, we're the best, man. Shout out the Pistons for such a great season. You really reminded me so much of what it was like watching this as a kid. Sucks we lost, but very, very hopeful for the future of the Pistons. And I think in the next year or two, we're gonna really see a true title contender team. And maybe we'll see a championship come down here very soon, with Cade being the league MVP as well, instead of getting robbed.
Hey, MVP in my eyes, man. Just
All
stop choking. Stop choking. Don't be a Donovan Mitchell.
right.
Don't be a James
Hey,
Harden.
it's a one and done, man. It's a one and done.
It better be. It better be, bro. Because I think he's one of the is gonna go down as one of the best players of all time. So I
I
really
agree.
hope we see it in our lifetime, man.
I agree with that statement, man.
All right, man.
All right, everybody.
Peace
Ball
out.
don't lie. Here today, here forever, baby.
It's the 3-1-3. We always win, even when we lose, even when we're down. Just we're on our way back up. That's it.
That's all it is.
See y'all
See ya.
later.